Hey everyone, it is day 81 on the PCT. Yesterday I took the ferry from the resort up the trail as much as possible, hiked 2 miles of the side trail to get back to the PCT, and then 9.7 miles of the PCT. Camped at a really nice spot last night, and now I'm trying to make some big miles so that I can get into town hopefully tomorrow. So tomorrow will be a Nero. It'll be, if I make good miles today, just a few, like 3-4 miles or something like that tomorrow. So that'll be good. Get into town, get a good resupply. I plan on taking a zero, giving my body a little break, and eating a lot of food again. Hey guys, it is day 81 on the PCT and I just crossed the 900 mile mark. How exciting! It's a huge milestone. Yeah, just wanted to share. Hey everybody, today is day 82 on the PCT. I am currently in Bishop, California again. With coronavirus and everything, I was able to get off trail into Red's Meadow, and then an employee at the resort gave me and several other hikers a ride down into Mammoth. Mammoth was apparently a hot spot for COVID, so the only thing open to stay at was an RV park where we stayed last night. None of us got any sleep. We're all used to sleeping up in the mountains where there are no people, and this is an RV park where people were out and about with lights on and stuff all night long. And then there were no hotels or anything, and I know my body needs the zero. So me and 2 other hikers took a bus from Mammoth to Bishop, where we are now staying in a hotel, and doing some town tours, recovering a little bit, and then we will take the bus back to Mammoth and try and get a ride back up to the resort to get back on trail the day after tomorrow. So things have been a bit hectic. We were intending actually not even getting off of trail until this morning, when we actually ended up off trail last night. Yesterday we hiked 18.2 PCT miles and 0.3 non-PCT miles into the resort, and then they have a restaurant there, so we all got burgers, and then the impromptu ride into town, and then the RV park, and then this morning the bus ride to a different town, and have already done a bunch of chores and everything and had a full day today. So that's the story right now. I'll still be here in town tomorrow. I'm taking 2 nights. Hey everybody, today is day 83 on the PCT. I am still in Bishop. You probably recognize the hotel room from the video from yesterday. I took a zero yesterday after arriving in Bishop yesterday morning, and another one today. Did a bunch of town tours yesterday and today, like going to the gear store, grocery shopping, getting ready for this next section and everything. And then I'm just trying to rest and eat as much food as possible. But I wanted to give my summary of this last section, my struggles and my positives that I had, the big ones for this section. This last section of trail through the Sierra is known to be every year the most physically demanding section of the trail. For everyone, the passes are the highest, they're the snowiest, they're the most technical, your carry is the heaviest. And then on top of that, we had longer food carries because of coronavirus and things being closed. So 8 days of food with the ice axe, the micro spikes, all the snow gear, the bear can. The bear can is 2 pounds all by itself with nothing in it. It's just an extra 2 pounds I had to put in my pack. And it's required for the section. I mean, there are bears out here, so rightfully, but yeah, so it's just the hardest section physically on the trail. I got so lucky. The snow was perfect. I came into the Sierra at probably the best time I could have. The technicalities on the trail are probably the easiest they've been in years. The rivers are low and easy to cross and safe. I've been so incredibly lucky with all of that and all of the conditions that we've hiked through. We had a cold snap, which made all of the snow on the passes crunchy and hard and perfect when I was going through them, and then the temperatures warmed up, so it got better right after that. I mean, I've really been extremely fortunate, and it's so gorgeous out here. So my biggest struggles I've had this section, though, are 1, altitude sickness. The medications I'm taking for altitude sickness are making me feel sick, but I'm having altitude sickness break through the medications anyways, so I know I need to keep taking them. I only have 1 more section of trail we have to carry all the heavy stuff. And then there's still kind of high altitude for another like 86 miles after that, so I have to stay on the medications before I can start tapering off of them and feeling better. But the passes do get lower, easier, there's less snow going forward, so overall it should be easier for me and I should start feeling better now. So that's a good thing. And I just have to kind of keep pushing through that. My other huge struggle has been nutrition. I knew coming into this Sierra that I was depleting my nutritional ability in my body, and I had made some changes going through into this section. They probably weren't enough at the beginning. I was rationing food because I didn't know how long it was going to take me to get through the passes and if I would have enough food. And once I realized I had enough food, I doubled what I was eating at night, and I felt so much better. So my resupply strategy has changed for this next section. I'm packing double the dinners, almost double the snacks for the middle of the day, or the calories at least for the daytime. And then my body has changed so much in what it wants. It's like it's not even mine anymore. It's ravenous. Like I've never had hunger and desire for food this bad before, but I have been taking in as many calories as possible in town just to kind of bone up so that I start the section higher calorie and having more energy as well. I think I packed pretty well. I packed for 8 days this next section, and I believe I'll be able to make it in 6 if I can keep my energy level high enough to feel well enough to do the miles. So that's what I'm doing for that big struggle. As far as the positive, this was a hard section. My body is tired, but I did it. I had the hardest, scariest pass and altitude sickness and dizziness, and I pushed through all of that. And I mean, I know there really isn't any other option. There's not very many easy outs to get off trail or anything, but it does feel, I do feel some accomplishment. And I think once I get out of the Sierra and start feeling better, it's gonna feel so good to know that I pushed through all of that. And even though the conditions were the easiest they probably could have been for me, and I'm, like I said, very grateful for that, it's still, to me, a huge positive to have pushed through the altitude sickness and the nutrition things, and listening to my body and learning and figuring out what I need to do to keep myself pushing through and going strong and getting more miles in and moving on. So that's my summary for this section. And then next time you hear or you see videos from me, it's going to be another kind of long section. We got 110 miles. I'll be going back out on trail with 2 of the hikers that I came out into Bishop with early tomorrow morning, we're headed on a bus back to Mammoth, and then we have to try and find a ride back up to Red's Meadow, and then we'll be able to get back on trail from there. So hopefully we'll be back on the PCT by tomorrow afternoon. It's going to be a short mileage day because there's no way we're getting back on trail until after lunchtime. If we even manage to get back on trail. It's a really hard place for us to find someone to give us a ride back to Red's Meadow. So there's a slight possibility we might not even arrive in Red's Meadow until like 8 p.m. because our last ditch is a wonderful employee who offered, when she finishes her shift, if we hadn't found a ride yet, to drive into Mammoth, pick us up and bring us up there so we could camp for the night and then get on trail the next day. So we'll see what happens with that. It's definitely the most complicated resupply I've had and the most difficult off and on trail logistically, but hopefully I'll be back on trail again tomorrow, and then it'll be, if I'm feeling good, 6 days, otherwise 8 days until my next resupply. I hope you're all enjoying the videos and doing well.